Hello, this is Maria from visasinportugal.com. Today, because it's Monday, we are going to answer all your questions about the videos I've done last week. So last week, we spoke about D1 visa in Portugal, D2 visa in Portugal. So if this is information you like, hit subscribe, say you love it, and go check those videos so you can understand all about the questions we have today. So those of you who saw those videos last week, send us emails, put in the comments some questions. They went to visitportugal.com. They filled in the form with the questions they want to see answered, and that's why I'm here today, because you asked for, I've got your back. Here it goes. Let's read the questions you've sent me. Okay? So, what is the most critical requirement? Well, you must have a formalized contract, a promise of contract, some when it comes to the D1, I mean, because this is what he's asking. What is the most critical requirement for the D1 visa? So I would say the formalized employment contract or promise of contract, of working contract within a registered Portuguese company. But I would even say that, okay, that's a huge requirement, but the EFP requirement, the statement from the Portuguese governmental office that stabilizes those who want to come and work to Portugal, EFP, that's the biggest requirement that most of you don't acknowledge, don't do anything about it, and then you see your visa, your D1 visa denied. Okay. Do I need to show proof of funds? Well, not if your contract shows that you are going to receive a salary of at least the minimum wage, which per 2026 is 920 euros. Okay. Can I apply inside of Portugal as a tourist? No, not anymore. You cannot. Only at the Portuguese embassy in the country of origin or the country that you live in, or the VFS if you don't have a Portuguese embassy, okay? Does it cover my family? Yes, you can do family reunion after you get your residency permit granted. Then you can apply for family reunion. Of course, then you have to be subject to the requirements of such visa. The family reunion, you have to show means of subsistence and whatnot. We've done a video on family reunion. Go check that out, okay? D2, do I need to start a company before applying? Some say not necessarily, but of course you need to. How are you going to apply for a D2 visa as an entrepreneur if you don't have a Portuguese company, right? So you need to register either as a sole proprietary or a company, one of the owners of the company, or as self-employed, okay? What is the most important document? The business plan, I said that a lot in that video, and the business plan, it's really, really, really important, okay? They do look closely to those market analysis, financial forecasts. So I would say yes, the business plan is the most important. How much money do I need to prove I have? Well, you need to show that you have adequate living funds, although it's not a very expensive country, you need to show that you have means of subsistence. You need to show that you can afford to pay the rent, you can afford to pay your food, right? Your living costs. So I would say 10,000 euros on a bank account, a Portuguese bank account. And if you have children, if you want to bring your spouse or your children, 50% for your spouse, 30% for your children. Now, what are the main requirements? Okay, so Portuguese NIF, Portuguese tax number, healthcare, passport valid for more than 6 months, the form, in case of D2, the business plan, in case of D1, a working contract, or if you are self-employed, the green receipts, recibos verdes to a company in Portugal. Okay? What else? Can I get permanent residency with a D2 visa? Well, the D2 visa initially will give you 1 year, and then you can renew it year by year depending on the analysis they do of your application, or you can do 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, right? But after the fifth year, if you stay in the country and you have all the requirements, you can apply for a permanent residency. I've done a video about that. Go check it out, okay? What is the standard processing time of a D2 application? Well, it should be It should be 60 days, 60 working days of the calendar. But they did issue a new law where they say they have up to 9 months because of all these delays, but it should be 60 working days. Okay. Uh, It's a D2. A D1, D2 should be maximum of 60 working days. How much investment is required for a D2 visa in Portugal? Well, you do need to show that you have a minimum wage. And the entrepreneurs who want to expand their business in Portugal, they need to show a business plan. And the business plan needs to be higher than a minimum wage, okay? But at least the minimum wage, which in 2026 is 920 euros, okay? How long is the Portugal D1 work visa valid for? At first, is valid for 4 months. Why? 120 days. All visas, D7, D8, D9, D2, D1, D3, they are all valid for 4 months when you apply from within your country. Why? To give you time to move to Portugal and to go to your IMA appointment where you are going to do the biometrics and get your residency card. Can I do a job on a Portugal D2 visa? You can apply for and receive Portuguese residency, and after that, you can work in Portugal, okay? For 1 year. Who is eligible for a D2 visa in Portugal? Well, for non-European entrepreneurs, those who are freelancers, independent professionals, again, business plan. Those who have a business plan are eligible for a D2. What are the benefits of a Portugal D1 visa? Well, you can explore the job market in Portugal. You can do it also, travel within the Schengen area. You can apply for permanent residency later on. You can apply for family reunion. You can go to school and have education in Europe if that's something you want to do. Okay, so there's so much things. You can apply for public health care in Portugal. So many things that you can do with a Portuguese visa. I've read all your questions, I've answered them. If you have more, please send them over and I will reply to you in the next video. I hope you have enjoyed. See you soon.